bougier, high-end makeup items. I feel like I don't use all of these on my channel super often just because I like to keep things a little more simple, a little more drugstore and basic for you guys. There are some products that I really like that are much higher end. So I have stuff from Dior, Hourglass, Charlotte Tilbury, YSL, and then Bobbi Brown. So those are all of my super high-end products that I'm going to be going through today. I will address my thoughts on each product in case it's been on your to buy list for a while. I can address if I think it's worth the outlandish price. So yeah, without any further ado, let's head into this Get Ready With Me using super high-end bougie products. Okay, so I've zoomed you guys in so that you can see a lot more of what's going on with my face so we can get up close and personal in this video. I have a bunch of breakouts in my forehead region. Gross, I don't normally break out there. And then some on my chin as well. So we're going to do our best to cover that up with all these products and look really healthy, not super heavy glam, a little more fresh and light of a look is what I'm going for. So for primers, I have two high-end bougie primers, one of which is the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash. I got this as a sample size and I've really been liking it, as well as the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. Both of these are really good. I've been really liking both of them. I think I might go ahead and purchase the full size once I run out of this because I've really been liking it. And I will have all of the products linked and listed down below so you guys can check out the prices and stuff for yourself and compare them to the price of a primer you would normally use. So I'm going to start by taking this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It just adds a nice amount of moisture to the skin before you go in with like a more targeted primer such as the Charlotte Tilbury Illuminating Primer or a targeted pore filling primer, something like that. This is more of a initial base. You could totally just go in with this and your makeup will look amazing, but it's really more of a moisturizer, first layer of hydration than a targeted primer, if that makes sense. That is what my skin looks like with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. You can see it's just a little more dewy, glowy, healthy looking. And then I'm going to go in with this Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow primer. It has a golden kind of color to it, if you can see that at all. Kind of similar to the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, a similar concept, a similar color tone as well. This one I find is really creamy. It applies really nicely on the skin. Okay, so that is how my skin looks with those two primers layered together. It's really nice and moisturized, a tiny bit tacky. It really just feels super plump and moisturized and my skin feels amazing right now. I actually hadn't tried using the combination of these two until now. Such an expensive combination, especially if this was the actual one that I had purchased and not a sample. Super freaking expensive, but it looks really pretty. Next, for foundation, we're going to go in with this Dior. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation in 0N. I'm sure this is their latest neutral shade that they had available. It's a pretty good color match for me. I believe I've only used it twice. I picked it up very recently. I love Dior as a brand. I've never purchased a Dior product and not enjoyed it, so I'm sure I'll like this too, even though I've tried it. I just don't remember really what I thought about it. I'm applying this in a really weird way, but that's how we're gonna do things. I'm just going to take this Sephora brush that I used to prime my face and just buff it out a tiny bit so that it doesn't drip. Overall, my thoughts on the Dior foundation, I think it blended out really nice. It's a good color match for me. Yes, I'm pale, but my whole body's pale, so it is a good color match for me. It blended out really nice. My face is actually looking super good right now. No texture, no breaking up, nothing like that. For now, we are going to go in to the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. This is a beautiful palette. It's just blinding at the camera there. It has, really dirty, so forgive me, but it just has a beautiful contour shade and then a really pretty highlight shade. I believe they have this in 2 or 3 different shades. This is obviously the lightest because I'm fair AF. So I'm going to go in to the bronzer with my Sephora Pro 55 airbrush. This is my holy grail for any type of face powder. I use it to set up my face with powder, and then I use it to bronze as well. So I'm just going to bronze all over my skin with this one, and then I have another Dior bronzer to use on top. This is more of a cool toned contouring type bronzer, and then the other one is more of a warm toned healthy glow bronzer. So when I'm feeling bougie and I want like the perfect bronzer combination, I like to combine these two. So I'm just going to go in with this and really define the face. I really like the color of this bronzer on me. It's super, super pretty. And then I like to take the excess around my nose area. I've been doing this lately and really been liking it. Just kind of a sloppy nose contour. And this is what the bronzer looks like. Super warm toned. It has 2 lighter blocks, 2 darker blocks, and then some pinky and sheen in there. So I just like to take this on the same brush, tap it off, and then I don't bring this up on the forehead as much. I pretty much just concentrate this on the cheek area right above where I put the other contour. And I'll bring this one a little more up into the blush area and a little sloppier. I just like to smile and really just apply it to that whole side of my face so you can see the difference between the two. Right now it looks a little crazy, but in the end it'll look good, I promise. I like to go in with this Maybelline translucent powder and just set underneath to give it more of a chiseled, defined look. So I'm just going to let that settle in while we do the rest of the face. Now we're going to go in with highlights, taking this on my Morphe R36 and really getting in there and just doing my regular highlight areas. It's such a pretty highlighter. I honestly think that out of my whole collection, if I had to pick one, it would probably be this one. It's just so pretty, so perfect for my skin tone and my undertones. It's like a pretty champagne, but it's not too dark golden champagne and it's not too silver pinky toned. It's just such a pretty tone and it just looks so beautiful on the skin. So I definitely think that this duo is worth it for the price, in case you couldn't tell already. I just think both of the products that come in the duo are so, so worth it. Now we are going to go into blush, and for blush today I'm using another super pretty packaged product. This is the YSL Blush Volupte in number 5 and it looks like this. It's super bright pink and pretty. I love these pinky shades. Blush is something that I really like. You guys know this, and I'm taking this with my Sephora angled blush brush. Such a pretty pink color for my skin tone too. It's bright, but it's fresh faced and natural in my, well, natural. It's just a pretty color. I think it looks pretty. Okay, so I went ahead off camera and did my brows. I just used the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade because that's all I use. I swear by it. And now I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Caution Extreme Mascara. Not ridiculously high-end, but very expensive for a mascara in my opinion. I'm more of a drugstore mascara girl normally, so I figured I would use the bougiest one I had. And then for lashes, I'm not going to do liner or shadow or anything. If you guys have a bougier eyeshadow recommendation, let me know. I've been wanting to try out Natasha Denona shadows and maybe some other brands if you could recommend. I think the Marc Jacobs shadows look really pretty. So comment down below if you have high-end shadow recommendations, because as far as high-end goes, the highest end I have is my Anastasia shadows, and I just didn't really feel like doing shadow today. As I said, I wanted to do a fresh-faced, girly kind of look. And I'm going to go ahead and put on these lashes. I believe these are a drugstore lash. I will link them down below if I can find the box that I have them in. I'm notorious for taking off my lashes and leaving them around my house and then forgetting what ones are what. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and put on this mascara, put on these lashes, and then I'll fast forward this part and we will be back to play with lip products. I have a lot of really high-end fun lip products to try out with you guys. So yes, I'm going to fast forward this part now. Okay, lashes are on. I'm just going to go ahead and brush off all of this bakage. Now that that is done, we are going to go in with our lip liner. Today we are using the Ever So Bougie Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in her iconic shade Pillow Talk. Charlotte Tilbury is known for this shade. Everyone says that it's super, super good to overline the lips because it looks really natural to most people's lip tone. I don't know how you can really have a universal shade because everyone has different skin tone and lip tone. tone, whatever, but it does work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just line my lips with this. That is how the shade Pillow Talk looks like on me. Super freaking pretty. I love that shade. I think it's like the perfect mid-tone nude pink. Not too warm, not too cool. I have two YSL Rouge Pure Couture lipsticks. I have the shade 10 and the shade 224 Nude Tribute. And then I have this brighter pink in the shade 224. Don't know what the name of this is. So normally I'd want to go for like a super bright pink, but for right now, I'm feeling like going in with a more nude finish. So I'm going to try applying that to my lips and show you guys what it looks like. That is how that nude looks on me. I really like the YSL lipstick formula, even though they're so expensive. I would love to get more. I think they are such a pretty formula and really nice shades. The brighter pink is a matte lipstick, and then this one has a definite sheen to it. Super pretty. So this is how the face looks super close up. I think that it looks so incredibly pretty. All of the products, I mean, yes, they're so expensive, but you can see how they perform. They all blend beautifully, work beautifully. I also really love these lashes. This inner corner is a little messed up, so ignore that. But I overall think that this face is super pretty. It has such a healthy finish, and I haven't even sprayed it with any type of setting spray or anything. This is just all of the products that you saw me apply. Okay, so just to do a final summary of all of the products, I would recommend all of them. Honestly, if you're to splurge on anything, I think that I definitely recommend the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, and then the Charlotte Tilbury primer mixed with the Bobbi Brown primer. That combination is just stunning. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I know these products are super expensive, but I thought that it would be fun to just do a bougie, glamorous get ready with me. So here it is, all completed. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, taking